Hey Fragrance family, I'm David and I'm a fragrance bro. Welcome to another episode of 5 Fragrances You Should Buy. These are fragrances that I love. Some I might not have time to review just yet. Some I will review in the future. But these are fragrances that I think are really well worth your cash. So the first one on the list is Paco Rabanne 1 Million Prive. And I know what you're thinking. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know how random this is. I have a review of the original 1 Million down below. It's one of our funniest videos because we hated it. And we often get flack for not liking things, but I do not like the original version. I went to Sephora one time, and I have a friend who works at Sephora. She said that she was wearing it a lot over in the fall. She said it really smelled like a really appley, warm cinnamon fragrance. I smelled it. I really liked it. It does. It does have a real apple pie type of vibe. It shares a commonality with maybe Ombre Narguilé a little bit. To me, it has much more of a clear direction than the original one did, and that is really good. Very good scent. Go check it out. Next on the list is Citron d'Érable by Atelier Cologne. Of course, I'm a huge Atelier Cologne fan. Lately, though, they've really been hitting the ball right out of the park. Some of them have been spectacular, and this one is really spectacular. It's part of their Azure series, and I don't really know what the connection is between all of them other than they have a blue bottle, but it is a really beautiful citrus scent matched with maple. And when I say maple, I thought it was going to be maple syrup, but it's not. It does have a sweetness there, but it doesn't really smell like maple syrup. But the blackcurrant mixed with the maple, which I believe is maple wood, mixed with the bright lemon note really makes an interesting fragrance that is really wearable. It's really refreshing and juicy. It is spectacular. Definitely go check this one out. Next is Lampblack by Bruno Fazzolari. Now let's just say Bruno Fazzolari has the coolest name in the perfume world, and this fragrance is really, really cool. Now he is an artist. He does a lot of companion art pieces to his fragrances, and I'm not really sure which comes first. I'm not really sure if the fragrance comes first or the art piece, but they go together. And this one is based on a color of ink called Lampblack, which is supposed to be a really dark, rich ink. And that really is what I get out of this. It's a really dark fragrance, very aggressive, and I get really everything that is just dark and black. And this is probably one of the darkest fragrances I've ever smelled before, so conceptually I think it's right on point. It is really an interesting, fascinating fragrance. I'm not necessarily sure if everyone's gonna like this. It's not really wearable in an everyday situation, but it is striking, and you've definitely gotta go sample this and go try it out for yourself. Next is Les Jardins de Monsieur by Hermes. Now this is part of their Jardin series, and this their last one in the line from what I understand. It was one of the last ones that Jean-Claude Ellena made for Hermes. This one to me smells kind of like a mix between Un Jardin sur le Nil, which I love, and Un Jardin après la mousson, which I do really like a lot. Both of those fragrances are very, very different, and this kind of falls somewhere in between. I get kind of an optimistic feel with Sur le Nil and kind of almost a somber feeling with Après la Mousson. This one kind of is somewhere in the middle where it's almost a stoic type feeling. The scent itself, very citrusy. It has a kumquat note in there, and like a lot of the other scents, very watery. It's a gorgeous scent that is definitely worth trying out. Last on the list is Pluriel by Maison Kurkdjian. This is a lavender-based fragrance, and I'm not a big lavender fan. I don't normally like a lot of lavender scents because I think that they're mainstream. I think a lot of them are lazy, and I don't think they're done really well. This one is just the opposite of that. It's done to perfection. It is beefy and bold and rich and masculine, and it forgoes a lot of the tropes that lavender fragrances sometimes have. From the fragrances that I've tried from Maison Kurkdjian, which isn't many, I think this is definitely one of his best. So go check it out. So that's all I have for this episode. Let me know if you tried the fragrances down below. Do you like them, love them, hate them? Let me know. And of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. I'll love you for it. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with the Fragrance Bros. Bye.